Yo, what's going on guys? This is your boy Poison Okami here, just me, myself and I, back at it again with another video, and today is actually going to be another guide, tutorial-esque video on how to block and the purposes and the properties on blocking. So, blocking is pretty straightforward. In fact, this is actually going to be a very short tutorial, but I'm going to show you guys some really interesting things with blocking that you may need to know if you don't already. Blocking, held with the R2 button traditionally, RT for Xbox and whatever the key is for keyboard. I'm playing on PC, 60 FPS here, my lovely tutorial stage, and I'm always playing on controller. Anyways, so, blocking. So, when you're blocking, you are always just blocking attacks from, you know, from the opponent, whether it be combos, tilts, it can be jutsus, it can be literally anything. As you can see, my block went from blue to orange, and if Sasuke would like to demonstrate for me, it goes from orange to red, and then after red, it will then break. In fact, I don't know why I'm letting the CPU do it on me, I could just do it to him. But yeah, so this is basically, you know, we all know this, like, you know, we know that, so there's that. Let's get into, like, the in-depth version of this guide already. So we know how blocking works. We can block in the air. So fun fact, blocking in the air actually is much weaker than blocking on the ground. So it took about several chakra dashes to actually break the guard there, right? So let's take a look at the air block in the air. I'm gonna block all the chakra dashes in the air. Notice how like the colors are instantly dropping from one to the other. So this shows that it's actually weaker in the air. And there we go. So if you guys actually took notice, it took a lot less chakra dashes against my block for him to actually kill it in the air than it did for him to do it on the for me to do it to him on the ground. So with that, that's just like an example showing you that block is weaker in the air. The next part I wanted to show was how to block infinitely. So there's actually a way to guard infinitely, so to the point where it actually never gets broken. There is a weakness to this. I will get to that in a little second. Let me just show you this segment first. So to demonstrate this, I'll put the opponent on and I'll have him back to chakra dashing, which should be on. Yeah. All you're doing is walking and blocking, literally like this. So the thing is like your block will get put down to red. So you know he's going down the blue to yellow, and then red. This is mainly like done for like chakra dashing situations, but when he, so now he's gonna start chakra dashing me. It's on red, but it won't block. I mean, it won't break. Sorry. Again, this is mainly done for chakra dashing situations. If you were to like dash and then cancel and then like combo my block, then I won't be having a good time. But notice how I'm blocking all of these and it ain't breaking. This is because the walks I'm doing this just by walking simply. You're resetting your block. This also comes in hand with another thing that I actually found out recently as well. Now, the weakness to this is there is a weakness. There's a few weaknesses. So the way to get over this is actually doing this instead. So as you can see, I do this. So his guard is actually going to break because he isn't moving, right? Like he's actually just standing there. So let's just simulate. So he's in red, right? One way to do it is that. You can break it that way. Another way to do it is doing it this way. And then that's one way to do it. Yeah, so you could just do it this way as well. Oh wait, and it's basically just like stopping in front of the dash and then comboing, basically. So that's like the infinite way to block. So it's basically just walking and blocking, but remember it can be interrupted. Like someone can just do like this and then have you instantly on red like that. So like try and be sensible with it. If you see someone just constantly spamming this all the time, then walk in between each dash. And I promise you it won't break. But if they start doing a switch tech, move away. So that's that version of blocking. So I actually want to get into another instance of blocking. So I'm just going to mention it rather than displaying it. But your block status, if it's an orange or red, it will carry on over to the next round. It does. However, there is a little feature of this game that no one's actually picked up on yet, or no one's mentioned it at least, that is quite important. So with blocking, this game is actually very similar to Smash Bros. So when holding your block in Smash Bros, you have a bubble, and the bubble depletes, and then when it depletes, you're unconscious because it's like a punishment system for holding block too long. So Storm is kind of the same. It's just when you're blocking, you can block like this, but you don't get knocked unconscious. The only way you get knocked unconscious is if, you know, someone's constantly attacking it. So by me just doing this all the time, eventually it breaks. So there is actually a way around this. So your block actually recovers itself over time. Now this is something I've noticed like months ago. I just never said anything about it to those of you who I train with. I'm sorry, but yeah, your block actually recovers. So it goes from one color and it goes to the other. Now the thing is like with Sasuke, his won't actually change color because he's holding it. So because he's holding it, so like he's on yellow right now. We'll leave him for a few seconds. So I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna chat to you about like how amazing this is. So you could actually tactically try and move around the stage, you know, and try and dodge, move around, and, you know, allow your block to recover. This way, it decreases the chance of it breaking in the long run. Right, it's been a good few seconds, so now we're going to try and attack Sasuke again. He's still in yellow. Okay, cool. Now we're going to do it for myself, because it's much easier if I have him attack me. So I'll get my block down to, like, red. Cool. Now, I'm not holding the block button at all. Like, I'm actually hitting everything but block. To move, I'm holding X and, like, basically, by holding the block button wherever you are, it stops the healing process. So the block has a healing process, and I'm stopping it if I hold block at all. So I'm dodging. You know, you can do anything. You can do this, you can switch, you can, like, sub, you can do whatever you want. Okay, so it's been a good amount of time now. So I'm going to hold block and see where it's at in color. Back to blue. So the fun fact is like my block was regenerating the whole time when I was resetting. So it's in red once again. Oh, I'll let him dash me one more time actually. Red, and then put him red again. Red again, Sasuke. No, red. You know what? There we go. And again. Thank you. Cool. As long as I'm not holding the block button and I'm doing everything else, it will go down in color. See, back to yellow. And if I wait even longer, you know, if I just run away extra long and make sure I don't get hit and don't hold the block button, if you hold the block button, like if you do this and move like this, it does stop the healing process, and as soon as you let go, the healing process resumes. So if I hold block now, after all that running away, it's back to blue again. So, I hope with this information you guys will now understand the importance of blocking and the differences in blocking and how it is all so intricate and amazing. I've pretty much touched up on everything. Like I said, it's going to be a very short and basic tutorial. However, I can guarantee you may have learned something from this. The things that you would have learned are blocking is weaker in the air. Not a lot of people still know that. A lot of people do know that, and this has been a thing since Generations days, probably even Storm 2. It's been in the game for a long time. So I still run into people who I tell that to, and they're like, "What? Really?" So that's a fact for you. Another one is you can block infinitely. You know, walking, blocking. This is infinite unless they layer their attacking. Layering their attack is literally just doing this. You know, just combining two attacks to be extra aggressive. And then another one is regenerating your guard. Like, I wasn't sure if many people knew about regenerating or rehealing your guard because no one ever spoke about it. So I'm making this guide for you guys today, so you know. So that's pretty much everything on blocking. So I actually do have one more thing on blocking. However, I will give this to you guys if you guys can do me a huge favor. If this video reaches about 1.5k views, like 1,500 views, and gets a good amount of attention, and if people are actually learning from this, I'll show you the next and most advanced thing I know about blocking, and it's a way to win very many close combat situations. So if you guys can like do that for me, if you guys can give this a lot of attention and you guys can actually learn, and I want to see you all use this in your battles, I will show you guys the next step to this video, because what I want to show you next is very high level, and I use it in most of my fights, and it's the reason I win a lot of situations. I can't tell you what it is, but it's something I've been keeping secret for a very long time, probably the past year or so now. Anyways, guys, that is my blocking guide. Please give me a comment down below what you think. Please do like, share it with your friends, share it with any Storm player you think would need to know this. It's really a helpful one. It's simple, but a very fundamentally helpful one at that. As always, it's been your boy Poison Okami. Jeanne.